with part 3 of Vampyr. Because it's time for Vampyr Sunday. So, yeah. There's no point dwelling here. Let's jump into it. Okay, so the last time we played, we did a mission and fixed some stuff. And helped a guy who needed some medicine that we didn't have on the hospital. So I'm basically not going to read all of that. It's basically an article on Econ. That's what they call a vampire. So yeah, I need to go and see the boss of this place. Here he is.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that
folks, I need to take my evening painkillers. I should have done that before I started, but...
We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Just give me a minute here, and I'll be done. Sounds like I have a whole pharmacy here, and almost true. Well, I'm gonna click back, and then we can do like this.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Yep. So basically, he needs to feed, which for some vampires is a problem.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on.
So shitty
we support
weather.
the community here, as well as provide health care.
Where do we stand today?
Well, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
That's a good thing.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
Yeah, they're basically just failed turning.
How do Skalds come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skald?
A Skald is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Okay, so that was
We'll see each other
all
again
we
soon,
had from him.
Edgar.
So it's just wanted to see if I could get something out of him, but no. Okay, let's go see the benefactor, which is a really nice lady. And I need to talk to this
Good
woman
evening,
also,
miss.
because she
I'm
will
Dr.
give
Reed,
me
the new
something to
surgeon
do.
at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
Yes,
What are you
a few
begging for,
issues.
mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reed.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Well, she didn't take that well.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
Well, she has her issues, but
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark.
that's how
to
life
your
is for some
nocturnal
people.
activities.
Well, I just have to go and do something, get something to drink really quickly. I'll be right back. So just have a little patience and I'll be back in like 1 minute or so.
So many deaths. A lot of my own life. I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever. I wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first place. Giant morgue disguised as a hospital. Lots of Pembroke nowadays.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me. The darkest thoughts in your heart.
My blood and soul, they belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
Okay, just 2 seconds here and we are ready to go. Let me see here, I'm just gonna put things in order. I'm really sorry about that. That's not something I normally do, walk away from when I'm playing, but I just had to. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we are looking for the benefactor. Here she is.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together
You know,
again.
it's pretty amazing, you know, that they have
There's no way to talk.
managed to
Good hands here.
have such
Be up again
good
soon
voice
enough.
acting. When you think about the amount of money they spent on the game.
Now do me a kindness and get some sleep.
I actually
I'll
wish
be back round later.
Your words are
that
kind. The blessings
Sony
of an
would
angel.
consider it
You're the
to
sweet,
buy this
sweet
company.
lady of mercy.
I think actually with good funding
Good
they
evening,
could
Dr.
make
Reed.
some really
It's a
good
pleasure
games.
to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up
Well,
to speed
it's not
concerning
difficult
your
to see what she
recent
is.
appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
She's
You're a
quite pale.
The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is
There.
Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
So it seems our Dr. Swansea does indeed have a fascination for creatures of our constitution.
Dr. Swansea is a remarkable man. Dedicated, one might say, obstinate? He spent years compiling our bestiary.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Yeah,
of the patients
she has
taken
some
in trouble?
problems.
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
So she basically
Dr.
wants.
Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent
She
in this
wants
matter.
me to
You
go
could
and
start
help
by
her,
explaining what's amiss.
but you don't want me
These
to
past
hurt the
insufferable
person.
weeks,
So
I've been the victim of
she's
extortion.
a special woman.
I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient, or their family.
Yeah, she probably don't like money if she's been living for a while.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions, and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Yep, that's true.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
So basically, she know that if she goes after the person, she's gonna
Please continue.
eat
Every
her,
detail is
or him,
essential.
or who. Yeah.
I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test.
She has
When this
such
is
a
resolved,
special look.
I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
I don't know. There's something. I watched so many vampire movies, played so many vampire games, and yeah, you know the drill, and watched series and everything. And I don't know. There's like something special with vampires. They just look good in a way. I mean, you can't deny that she has a good look, and it's basically, it reminds me a little bit about Celine in those movies, Underworld. She kind of has that same look, that pale skin with those intense eyes, and yeah. I don't know, it's just something with it that I like. So let's talk to Harriet.
What?
She's not a happy
What is this?
lady.
Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Bumbling intern, and he's the
Please,
best
calm down,
doctor
madam.
in England.
I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
She's so funny. She's
If I didn't know
basically
better, Miss
a
Jones, I'd
old
be
angry
inclined to say
lady.
you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
Man, it's so shitty. It's like supposed to be the best summer month right now, and it's really
You seem to know
cold
more
where I
about the
live,
goings-on
and
here than
it's
anyone
raining
else.
every day.
Beware, Miss Jones, in case
Can't
suspicion
even
should
go
fall
outside
on
in a
That's
t-shirt.
it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off, they are.
He's so angry. I don't know. You know, there are some old people they're just so angry. It's like their life has been.
I assure you, madam, this is not
been
an investigation into a possible
never
medical error.
became what they
Debauchery,
hoped
then?
for, or something
Nurses
like that.
Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not
There.
have the staff behaving in such
You
a
see,
manner
when I
here.
play games, I
This is your
always
business, Doctor.
lie down in my bed because of my back.
Swear one of the nurses is cavorting
So
with
I have a
some man
nice
on
TV
hospital
on my
hours.
Thank
wall,
you for your
which
time,
I
Miss
can
Jones.
turn around
You've
to
given me
however
something
I
to go
want
on.
it, and then I have a
See you on the next
microphone,
round.
which is rigged up, and yeah. So it's pretty nice. It's kind of Doris Fletcher. Wonder why she has that poster. After all, she's named Harriet Jones, and it seems like no one likes her, so why does she have that? And it looks quite new as well. And like I said when I played this the last round, the first round, always remember to loot anything that is shining.
The patients and
Because
staff
you
might
really
know something.
need
I'll
all
start
of
my
it.
investigation with them.
Every little piece of item you can pick up means you can start creating treatments for the patients, and you will need it, trust me. That's basically a big part of what you will do in this game. You will run around and heal people, and then you will hope for that you will get the final recipe so that you can heal all kind of illnesses, because if not, people will die. And you do not want that to happen, because if people die, then, well, that will have drastic effects on stuff. So that's why I have played this game 2 times before. And I've always been a nice guy in a way. I did make a little change in the game in the second time I played it, because I wanted to get a different ending, and yeah, I'm gonna go for the nice. It's more this. It's kind of, this game don't have a difficult setting, so it kind of the way it kind of controls the difficulty is, if you don't eat anyone, the game becomes much more difficult. It becomes a totally different game. If you decide that you're gonna start eating people, you're gonna get a lot of experience points, and then you can level up and get stronger spells. So yeah, it's about looting stuff so you can get the best stuff you really need. Keep people alive, and then if you heal them several times and get to talk enough with them, then they will be worth more blood, basically. So and if you eat them, then if you eat a lot of the people, then it will become really easy. There are some people. There is a risk that I might end up eating a couple of people because I don't really like them.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his
So
research
this
about
is the
coronary
doctor
bypass.
which is responsible
had
for
nothing
that
but praise
guy
for you.
in the basement that
He was
had
also
died.
very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Yeah, I'm really specialist. He can eat it.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague. We're here to save lives.
Yep, that's right.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
It lacks cash, basically. And even if our dear Lady Ashbury gives them money,
What can you tell
she
me
can't
about
give
staff
them
in the hospital?
too much, because that
Some
will
are really
make people
good, and others
suspicious, you know?
are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
So, it's basically a little bit of problems here.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Yep, because that's the thing. We are in the beginning of the 19th century, and back then women wasn't allowed to be doctors. The only thing they could be was nurses.
Any opinion about
And it's kind of ironic, because some of them had such a talent for it, and they couldn't be a doctor.
Running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command.
So they are keeping it
I was fed
realistic,
up
at
with this
least,
concept
when
while
it
serving
comes
as a
to how it
medical
was.
officer.
Don't get me wrong.
And who
Swansea's
knows?
a good administrator.
Do
I just wish
vampires
he would get out of his
exist,
office
or
down again.
don't they? I mean, most myths, there is a reason why a myth happens, you know? So,
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
yeah, that's what I always say. If you work in a factory which produces a bed or anything, whatever, shoes or something like that, you are allowed, and you can do a mistake. But when you work as a doctor, there's no room for mistakes. That's one of the few jobs that you choose where you can't do any damage. I mean, any mistakes. You have to do everything right. I'm a perfectly good example of that. What happens if a doctor don't do the job
Who was
right?
this patient?
I
So?
don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Well, can't get any more out of
Goodbye,
him
Dr.
at the
Tice.
moment. The way this game basically works is that you talk with them, and you have to talk with different persons to open up new secrets and stuff you can talk about. Just need to check all the boxes. Oh, nothing there. Let's see here. I'm not gonna talk to him again. I'm gonna talk to her now.
Good evening, nurse.
This
I'm
is
Dr.
the
Jonathan Reed,
nurse
the new surgeon here at the
which
Pembroke.
he meant
Dr.
could have been a
Swansea has
doctor.
already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see.
Oh, so he's
Well,
already
I'm
famous.
surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
And he's quite right about that, Nurse Brennan.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Just need a couple of peanuts. I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten anything today. Just been playing and fixing with my different channels and yeah.
Why does
Take
Dr.
that one
Tippett
first.
claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left for Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett in our situation?
Perhaps you did it with the best intentions, Nurse Brannigan, but you took a great risk. Must I remind you that a man died?
You mean you've never made a mistake? Never covered your tracks? Come on, Doctor. I wasn't born yesterday.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
It's kind of ironic. Two of the nurses looked just fine, and the other one looked like she works in a slaughterhouse.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippett's, shall we say, misdemeanor.
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippett is a brilliant practitioner. We most definitely need his know-how.
I hope you're right. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippett must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision between you and me. He doesn't need to know you found out.
Ooh, I got a lot of cash, and by doing this, it stopped me from getting one of the clues with the other one. So that's kind of how this game works. If you go too far with certain things, then it can stop you from getting hints and talk in different ways with the other people. So a lot of the people are linked together in a way.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
So she's very loyal.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
It's quite clearly that these two have emotions for each other, but because of working together, then
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least.
Kind of
We're
have to
struggling against an invisible
stay
enemy,
away from each other
more
in a way.
lethal than any bullet
Kind
from
of
a gun.
sad.
It's hard.
Seems like they would have been a good couple in a way.
An invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Well, that's not good. Well, nothing more there.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
So basically, you can do it like that. R1 is basically that you ask them if they need anything,
Goodbye,
and
nurse.
R2
Call
then
me
you
if you
can
need
just see it yourself. So by doing it that way, you don't need to talk to them. But then again, if you go inside here, you'll see the different districts, and here it shows. So there is one person which I need to heal, and that's Clay Cox. For now he has fatigue. If I don't heal that, then it will go on to the next part, and then you have a third, and if you don't heal him then he's gonna die. So you just cure them with, like it says there, treatment for fatigue. So it's really simple. And then we can check. We haven't been there yet, but as you can see, that area is not doing so good. And the worse this one gets, the more skulls and shit like that there will be. You basically need to try to get this one up. If it falls below this one, then the place is basically lost. And what's important is to keep the pillars alive. If one of those, if the pillar dies, then it will affect everyone who lives there, and you will never ever manage to get it all the way up to sanitized. So that's why I have to pay attention to what you do. If you eat people, then you will get problems here. If you don't eat people, well, then it becomes easier. And we have already met the pillar in the docks, which is Sean Hampton, the priest, which is inside. I don't know, he's here. This here is a rich sucker, basically. We're gonna meet him later. And Swansea is the pillar here. And at the moment, like you see, there's one person that needs healing, and we don't know here yet. So, well, time to continue.
Another night. Surely I can endure.
I'm gonna talk to him again.
Good evening, Dr. Timmons.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my...
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks. Maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Well, I don't have any more options here. Let's see here.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
As you can see, he's healthy. I have gotten 3 good ones and 1 bad, so if I manage to get the final clue out, I will still be able to get him maximized up if I want to eat him, basically.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
She's here.
Fear and disgust.
Where is she?
Street corner.
Pippa Hawkins, where is she? Pippa.
How long must I wait, damn it? Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir. How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year?
I'm not gonna talk to them now, because then I will have to talk to another one, and that can be for later. Right now I wanna find the nurse. She is here somewhere. Here she is.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Well, nothing more to
Goodbye, Nurse
talk for here. And we know that she isn't sick, so there's no point. So, we have Nurse Dorothy Crane left, huh? That's it.
Fear and disgust on every street.
Oh, I saw something flashing there. Didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, so before I go off into the world, I am going to just go through some more of these lockers, and I will create some more elixirs and stuff, so because I know that I will meet sick people, so I like to be prepared for it instead of well, meeting them and have to create it afterwards. It's better to have stuff with you than not having it, so let's see if there's anything more there. There's one.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked for now. That's for later. And here's my crib. So here you see what we have found so far. So these green ones, that's the first step of the illness. Then it becomes blue. It's harder to treat, it's more expensive to make, and then you have the purple one. Then they are really sick. And if you don't fix them, they're gonna die. And like you see, it's really expensive to create that stuff. But eventually I will start creating them, because you will need them. But for now I don't have the materials to help them. But let's see if we can destroy some more things to get some more stuff. And in the beginning you can't afford to not fix stuff. And always look on a weapon. If you can't upgrade it all the way, then never spend anything on it, because it's going to be a waste of materials. Like this used steak, you can only upgrade it one time. So if I use stuff here now, I will basically just hurt my progress later on. I'll keep it like it is now. Large guy playable, stick weapon ability, parry, it's not that good. I'll keep it as it is right now. Let's look at these. We have this one, attack speed, and it adds 3. Let's see. Attack speed, it does 65 damage, so it's slower. When it's slower it does more damage, but it takes you longer time to hit. So, and stamina is important, because that decides how much and how many times you can hit. So these ones are all the same except for this one. I'm wondering if I should. I think basically I'll just continue with this one, since I've already upgraded, but I like materials for it, so for now I can't upgrade that one, and there's no point upgrading. I would like to upgrade the gun, but not now. So to create this stuff, okay, don't have anything for that one, but this is the most common disease in this game, so. And at the moment I can't really help that many people, because I don't have the stuff needed, basically. So early on in the game you just have to accept that some people will walk around and be sick. It will help once you start killing more skulls, because they drop stuff you need. Okay, let's go and find Pippa, and we are going to face our first. Well, at the moment the difficulty wait, I'm just gonna heal the dude here first before I walk on.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed, still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me.
This guy is just a common prick.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
Well, we healed that one guy, so now everyone is fixed
Have you
up.
heard of any underhand dealings going on in the hospital?
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky. The black market, though. Now that's where the money is.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favor.
You're a monster, Mr. Cox. An ungrateful and disgusting man.
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
No, that's for sure.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
Yeah, it often do.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated alright, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton, I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
So as you can see, you will now understand why I always consider if I should eat that guy. Because I don't think there's gonna be many people who will be sad about it. So you can see now that he's recovering. I have one green thingy-bob hooked on him. So, but it's still not. It's too early to eat him.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
Well, he doesn't care for much. That's
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
The police may be slow, but they will find you eventually.
Well, how come you didn't turn me in then? Nah, Doc, I figure you have something to hide so you can't ask the coppers for help.
So, hint failed. That means that I will have only 2 chances left to get him up at full blood. It's gonna be difficult. Yep.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Okay, so back to our nurse and to our first difficult opponent.
Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
So basically, she's playing doctor. And we are gonna follow the guy to see what's up. And down here, well, let's just say that there's a lot of enemies, and this early into the game, well, you're in for well, sometimes I kill them easily, and other times it's difficult, so we'll see how it is now. It's a long time ago since I played this game, and it's quite some time since I started playing Vampyr Sundays. Just haven't always been able to play like I was supposed to. Just gonna check so I remember the buttons, which I did. Okay. Okay, so L1, R1. So that's the blood barrier, I think. I need to check just to see so it's right. Let's see here. I like to have them on the same. Euthanial blood to heal normal. That's the damaged one. You will block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. Okay, so this is the one that makes them stop. Okay, so yeah, just how I want it. I want the damage on one place, and as you can see, I can't put anything else there. If I had any healing potions or something like that, then you can put it up there. And then you get, eventually you get, it will get locked up, something called the ultimate, and that's basically a really strong attack that drains all your stamina. So you have to be sure when you use it that it's going to hit. Okay, just gonna put my glasses back on. Okay, there. All right, so let's go. Just had to check it because I will going to need. I will need this healing ability for sure. And someone just got eaten. And we can hear someone which is having problems. And we have the possibility now to track the blood if it was fresh, but it wasn't, so But it's
This man had been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
But it's really important to go down here because there's so much stuff that you can get. So and we have a dude which is regretting that he walked down here. Don't blame him. And yummy, yummy, yummy. And he died. And I got some more blood, which is, it's always about getting enough blood. And we have another one down here. You can track them like this if you want to. And when you get close enough, you mark them up like that, because then you will stay focused. And always eat when you can, and especially when you have upgraded it like I have done now. And you just have to kill a lot of skulls basically, because they dropped the important stuff that you need for your creating stuff. And since I'm not going to eat people, I need them more than ever. And I missed him, so that's not good. And he is dead. That's why I took that one first, because it's so good. And we got something else. Let's see here. So at the moment I have this one equipped. I don't know why I have that one. Two-handed weapon. It has stun, so that's really good. I'm gonna go for that one. So I'm gonna switch this one to this weapon because it's so much better. Can't even compare it. It has 15 stun. It's the same thing as this one do, which has 10 stun. So now it will be better to trade weapon, basically. There should be a way to, yeah, like that. Okay, nothing happened. Okay, I don't understand what happens there. It's supposed to switch. I need to check what I did wrong. Common. It's supposed to be right. As you can see, now I have the two-handed weapon equipped. and it's gonna do a lot more damage, and it also gives me more stun, so that means that I will be able to feed from the victims faster. So it's basically a really nice upgrade. I mean, a really good upgrade. So I do like I always do. I start off with that one, and sometimes, well, he just dies. So this one, concerning the Brotherhoods, it's about Ascalon. Ascalon is basically a club for vampires, for like good bloodline vampires. And remember that you can feed off rats.
Despicable.
He doesn't like it that much, but it's a good way to fill up your blood. It's always a nice way. So I have to go down here now to face my mate. Oh, we got something good, which I can put off good use in case I need it. So that's how it works again. It's up, and as you can see, this is it generates my health. So I have two ways now to do that. So that's good, because I'll probably need it, because this opponent is a bit difficult now in the beginning.
What sort of creature is this?
Basically, just try to avoid his hits. And he's taking a lot of damage there. I got just make sure that you don't get the hit here. It's time to use that one. Now he's gonna come at me. And I can eat again, which is important. And now I can use that one on him. And I jumped away from his attack. Oh, that one hurt. One more hit and I can eat from him. This one is a good combination to use those two at the same time, and I can eat from him again. And he's down.
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but...
If you are sick, if you have no money, whoever you are, wherever you're from, come see Dorothea to get help. No tricks, no charges, no questions asked. Just find Darius Petrescu's house and present this coupon. And then it's in Romanian or something like that. I'm not going to try to read that.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
So, this was a good start. I normally, several times, that has ended really bad. And we got some more stash. I just dig that one. I can't help it. It's such a cool spell. The way you... Come on, rat. I need a little bit more blood here because I'm gonna go and save a poor soul, and I'm gonna fight several skulls. Well, I'll just have to manage without it then. And I almost killed them by the first. And as you can see, these ones hurt a lot. And they are down. I was lucky there actually, because in the beginning these ones hit really hard, and that's the stuff you really need, that blue stuff, because you need that to create a lot of the things. So we saved the citizen which was in
Are you
trouble.
Injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
All right, Mr. Thatcher, you're safe now. Do you think you can reach the street by yourself?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Okay, so you rescued the citizen. He will return to his district the following night.
Are you sure you're all right, sir?
Yes, I'll be. As soon as I can see the sky again.
And I was not supposed to talk to him again. I was supposed to get what was in there. And that was a good one. Okay, we have saved the day. We rescued this dude, and there should be some more stuff down here. So this has been a really good trip. I got some materials that I can craft stuff from. So yeah, and I got cash. And I'm back at the outside. So I did what I needed to do there. So and now I need to go to Whitechapel, because that's where Dorothea is. This game goes a bit slow in the start, and then once you start to level up a little bit and get some stuff done, then the game speeds up a bit. But well, it depends a bit in how much killing you're gonna do. Like I said, if you don't kill any citizens, it will take more time. If you fight every vampire hunter and every skull you find, it's gonna take time. But well, I tried to make sure, at least in the beginning, that I get as much stuff as possible. There we have another skull, and he's down. Like I said, that spell is it's so freaking OP. And there should be a dude walking around here somewhere, which want me to go looking for his mate. So let's see if we can find him. It should be around here somewhere. So, where are you? It should be here somewhere. And we got some opium.
Miss, please, I feel sick. Get over here now.
So, that's just Clay doing his normal shit. It should be here. I don't know why he isn't here, to be honest.
Did you hear me?
Well, I'm not gonna fight those at the moment. Well, let's see here. I have some more cash now, so I think maybe I can buy the shotgun from
Good
him.
evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Let's see if we have enough cash to buy it. 315, so we're not even close. Not even close. Well, I always buy all the bullets I can whenever I have the possibility. Because you never know when you're going to need it, and you will often run out. And in the beginning I spend money on these parts because I want to get stuff upgraded as fast as possible. So there we go. Okay, let's go on to the outside. And we are home, and we can do something about the stuff that we picked up. You see, you can never have enough weapons, basically. I mean bullets, because whatever you can't carry will land automatically in your box with stuff. So let's see if we can do any upgrades. I'm gonna check to see if I can upgrade this one, and I can't. Still missing. Let's see if we can upgrade the gun, which has 10 stun. It's a good thing to have, and we can. So I will upgrade that one. It does a bit of damage, and it has decent fire rate and reload time, and yeah. And it has 10 stun, and now I can also add here. Increase damage dealt by 10% or removes 25% of the reload time, which is, let me see on the next one. Add 5 stun points when projectiles reach the target. Increase the rate of fire by 20%, so it's so little, so I'll take this one. It's more important, to be honest. So I will need 6 common trigger parts now. Normally I don't walk around with it using it like this, so let's see if we have some materials now that makes us able to craft something for cold, which we have. So I'll make 3 of that. And so I can make that one, and let's see here. No, can't make that one yet. I'll make some more for fatigue. Okay, so I have 5 for each, 1 for this one, and can't make this one, but this will do. Okay, that's basically what I'm gonna play today, because I don't know, this playing session hasn't been exactly my best. A little bit tired and not feeling 100%, so I'm gonna upgrade and then I'll continue next time. Let me see here, blood barrier. This one is kind of good. How much does it cost? Let me see here. I need to think. I'm going to use that one. Let's go. Let me see. Those are locked. Blood Spear is kind of nice as well, but this one is useless, by the way. I'm a bit unsure which one I should upgrade. So by taking this one, as you can see, it goes up with shitloads of percent, it's 150%. That's like insane. So let's take this one. So now we have 400% more damage when I'm biting people. That's It's so much damage, that's crazy. And it helps a lot. Let's see what this one costs. Cost 1,000. It's, I don't know, yeah. It can be good to have some kind of attack if you see that your opponent is resistant. Then it's nice to have something else. Let's see what the blood barrier costs. It costs 600. Would be nice if I could spend that 300 I have left. Let's see here. I think this is 600 too. Yeah. Blood capacity is probably. Let's check this one out. 600 also. Increases your life regeneration when using bite in combat. Increases your life regeneration. Medical bag you can now carry. Increases the number of bullets you can carry. I'm actually gonna see if I can upgrade this one. Yeah. This is a good thing to upgrade. Makes it possible for you to carry more potions to heal yourself. I normally upgrade this a little bit. Okay, so I am satisfied. I mean, you bite people all the time because you need the blood. Well, it still stays unhealthy. We have a new sick person, which is Oswald. He got a headache. So, let's take a look at the other ones. Unchanged. Same with that one, and same with that one. Well, it's a new day, or it's a new night. Well, I've upgraded. I've done the first parts. As you can see here, by the way, you can see that I have 24 shotgun shells there, and I have 15 bullets. So if you come here, you can just click on this one, and it will refill everything you need. So, yep. So I have treatments for most of the most common issues, and I have done some nice upgrades. And in the next episode, I am going to go to Whitechapel, and that's when the game really starts. Everything up to now has kind of been slow and boring, but it's kind of a bit how this game is. You have to go through the mechanics a little bit. There's shitloads of people you need to talk to in the beginning, and once you have done that, you don't need to talk to them that often, and you mostly talk with them only when you're going to heal them, and then the game goes faster. It's that simple. So, well, thanks to anyone watching this. I hope you will share and like the video and subscribe. Would be awesome. Trying to build a community, but to do that I need people. Anyways, tomorrow it's Monday. Meaning a new game. I have pretty much different games most days, but I am considering if I should switch in remove 2 of the planned days and exchange them with another vampire day and another day for one of the other games I'm currently playing, and that is because some of the games are so big and so slow that to get somewhere it would be wise to play them a bit more so that you can actually see what happens and follow it instead of waiting so long for some decent action. In some of the games it's action from the first second, but in some of these games it takes a bit longer time, so I'm thinking about making it Vampire Weekend. I think that's probably wiser, at least for now. But we'll see. Have a good morning, day, evening, night, or whatever it is when you're watching this. So, peace out, and I'll see you in the next episode. Wrong button.